What's up, y'all? We back at it with another movie review. So this time we're talking about Karate Kid Legends. It just came out. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are going to go see it. This will be a spoiler-free review. I just want to give my honest opinions about the movie. Now, when it comes to this movie, I got two feelings. Part of me actually likes the movie and think it was decent for what it was. Then there's another part of me was like, yo, man, this was a cash grab. Like, yo, they kind of bamboozled us. I'm a little upset. You know, that's the two sides to this coin. And I'm gonna let you guys know the way they did Daniel-san in this movie. Wasn't a fan of that. Wasn't a fan. This guy may have had maybe 25 minutes of screen time throughout this whole movie. So if you're going expecting to see a lot of him, you know what I'm saying, and like expecting to see a bunch of tie-ins to Cobra Kai and all of that, nah, man, it's not like that, man. This guy shows up to train the guy midway in the movie, combine his style with Mr. Han's style, and form a whole new style, which we pretty much got that in Cobra Kai, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. That's how, like I said, I feel like part of me feel like this was a cash grab. The Cobra Kai series just ended. The hype was at its highest because people feel like, oh man, the series is over. We might not get this anymore. And so those fans went out to see, went out or going to go out to see this film just because of that hype of the Cobra Kai series. And then you got Daniel-san on the poster and the trailers. It make it seem like he's a big part of the movie when he's not. And this is kind of like a play-by-play of the original Karate Kid, where guy gets bullied. He gets trained to learn how to fight better against his opponents in a tournament. Same exact thing, except I feel like the original Karate Kid did it better. In fact, I would say the Karate Kid with the remake, I think it came out in what, 08, 02? One of those, I think it was 08, with Jaden Smith was pretty good as well. Not as good as the original, but it was pretty damn good. They were like neck and neck in my opinion. Like those two movies were good, the remake and the original. But this one, I feel like it's an okay movie, but it's nowhere near as good as those two movies. Definitely not as good as the first Karate Kid film. Definitely. I might give it, like, it might be better than the next Karate Kid. I might give it that. That's, you know what I'm saying, me being generous. But yeah, this movie just, it was just, they kept trying to just play off of the same story. And then they felt like they tried to switch it up a little bit, where in every Karate Kid, you have the love interest, as you see on the screen right now. She has a father who's a boxer, and he also owns a pizza store. And so he wants to keep his store and, keep these goons away from him that he borrowed money from. So he has to do this boxing match. And so you have it where our main character here teaches him some, kung fu to add into his boxing style to surprise the people in the ring. Now, I will say that part of this story, I was kind of intrigued. I was like, yo, where's this going to go? We even got we didn't even. I even like the fact that we didn't have any of that mentioned in the trailers. But then when you go to watch it, and you're like, yo, man, this is pretty cool. And then, like, you don't see no more about it. Like, that was in the middle of the movie, and then it goes to him focusing to train for this bully right here. And the bully, he was very bland. He was not a great person. He wasn't someone you're like, yo, I want to see what happens to this character in the future. Maybe they'll do a different type of version of Cobra Kai. He wasn't that type of character. This dude was just a straight up, like, prick with no character. The crazy thing is, I really wanted to like him because it's the same kid who played in what's the name of that, Badlands, and I really loved that show. I really loved his role in that show as well. It's crazy to think that this guy is only 25 years old. Like, man, so he must have been really young when Badlands came out. I was assuming he was like a young adult when Badlands, but all in all, man, the movie, it was what it was, man. I didn't really like what they did with Han as well. Han in the Jaden Smith movie, he was very serious. He didn't really joke too much at all, but in this movie, it's almost like he was quirky, like a whole different person. I don't know, maybe it's just me who feel like that. You know, for those who have seen it, let me know. But he felt like a completely different person. He wasn't serious. He joked around a lot. It didn't feel like the Han that we got with Jaden Smith. Now, maybe, you know what I'm saying, maybe your boy Jaden helped him lighten his heart and something like that. Maybe that's the case, but I didn't like the big change in his character. You know what I'm saying? How they somewhat made him like goofy a little bit. Um, but that's probably my biggest gripe is that they changed Han's personality. I guess that would be my biggest gripe. But and nah, the fight scenes as well, man. There were a lot of fight scenes where it looked like they were doing dope stuff, but the way the camera angles was completely took you out of it. Like, yo, who is shooting this? Like, yo, it didn't feel like movie level stuff. I wonder if this was a movie that was supposed to go straight to Netflix, but for whatever reason they decided to put it in theaters. Because just how the camera angles was during the fight scenes, and just how they got us when it comes to Danny Russo. Like, LaRusso. I feel like they really just scammed us when it comes to this movie. But like I said, overall, it is a good watch. I feel like people would enjoy it better if they didn't know it was connected to the Karate Kid franchise. That's just how I feel about it. But for people who don't know anything about the Karate Kid, I imagine they're going to have a great time with this film. It's only about 90 minutes long, an hour and 30, which is great runtime for a movie like this. But for those who have seen it, let me know your thoughts, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.